Hi there, and welcome to the Dietary Restriction Kitchen. I'm Nat Ryan. Today in the kitchen, we're going to do something a little bit easier for a lot of people, but something I haven't cooked myself before ever, and that is plantains. Now, they look like bananas. They're like thick and sort of like a chubby, thicker banana, right? And so when I bought these were still green. So it's taken, let me think, 8.5 days for them to get to this point. So you don't want to cook them or do anything with them until they're yellow and until they have some brown spots and things on them. So that would indicate that they're ripe enough to use. So we're there now. So we're going to try this. I haven't cooked with plantains before, so this is going to be a bit of an adventure. So I found the recipe that I'm going to do today online, and it's called Peruvian-Style oven-baked plantain. Takes only 3 ingredients. Number 1, of course, is the plantains. And number 2 ingredient is olive oil. And the 3rd ingredient is sea salt. And that's it. So let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to need to do is to get the plantains out of their peel, right? So I've got 2 knives. I'm just going to use my little one at first just to cut the ends off of these plantains. So first we're going to just cut the ends off. Okay. And then we're going to just use this little knife for that. Like a paring knife. Set that bits aside. And then we're going to peel out the plantain. Okay, so once we have the ends off, now we got to peel it. And this is a little bit tough. These guys are not easy. So I'm taking this, what I found, I struggled with the first one, but I'm not going to show you those struggles on camera. But what I did was just split it. I'm thinking that might make things a little bit easier. So I'm splitting it down the side here, like sort of in a lengthwise motion. And these ones, they are really hard oh, here we go. Get your thumb underneath it there, and then we're going to open it up. So I found that that's going to probably make it a little bit easier. I may have cut into the plantain itself a little bit doing that, but I'm just peeling it, bringing it away like that. So we got a good piece off of that. I'm going to discard that and get this, work my thumb underneath that peel so to get it off. Now, these plantains could possibly be a little tiny bit riper, but anyway, we're going to work with it the way we have it. And yeah, so there we go. So what I'm going to do now is take my little paring knife and just run that along the edge a little bit, just in case, just along that, just to make sure that I've got bits of the peel off, so I don't have little bits of the inside of the peel, like right there. I don't know if you could see this. I've got a little bit of that. Just looks like a bit of the peel, kind of inside of the peel stuck to it. So we're going to do that. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm scraping that off. So just to make sure I don't have any little bits from the peel left on there, kind of stuck to my hands. Okay, so that one's pretty good. I've got that. Take my other one, I'm just going to give that a scrape. Now this I really had a struggle getting it off because I got it off kind of in pieces and it was ugly. It was an ugly thing. So I thought, okay, I think if I split it down lengthwise and then work my thumb under it, it'll be a lot better. Okay, so now we have them like this. Now we're going to need to slice those. I'm going to take a clean knife, like a different knife. Okay, let me just set one of them aside. And we're going to do in 1/2 inch to a 1/3 inch slices. So not very thick. So almost like you're making banana slices, right? Like if you were cutting banana to put on a peanut butter and banana sandwich or something, you'd want them sliced maybe a little thinner than this, but we're going to do it like that. Okay, and just slice them off. They're sticking to my knife. That's why I'm like kind of whacking them off there. So we're getting that one. Whoops. Oh my gosh. Careful of the fingers as well. Okay, so there we go. Those plantain slices. They look slightly different on the inside than a typical banana, but similar. I got a dish over here. I'm putting that in. I'll show you in a minute. We'll get the other one sliced up. Okay, I'm gonna whack that into my container. Okay, so now we have them like that. So I put them in this dish like this because we want to coat them with a little bit of olive oil, but I don't want, I want to be able to work the olive oil on there because I want to just have like a light coating of it. Now, I don't give in the recipe a certain amount of olive oil to use, they just say olive oil. So what we're going to do, we're just going to toss them in here like that. Okay, like that. So quite a bit I put on there. But now I want to work that olive oil on those plantain slices. So they're going to get well coated. I'm going to flip them over, make sure they get coated. All right, coat those plantain slices really well. Okay, I'm just going to wipe my hands off. Clean towel on the side here. And then we're going to take some sea salt. And I'm going to shake some sea salt over the slices. And again, I just want to make sure that they get, well, that every piece of this has a bit of salt on it. Okay, so that looks good. As salty or as not salty as you want. You can also use other flavorings, I'm told. You can put cinnamon on these. You can put nutmeg on them. You could use, if you wanted spiciness too, you could use cayenne pepper. You could use cumin. But we're going to keep it very simple today and just have the salt. So I'm going to kind of like both sides of that. And then I'm placing them in. So here we go. We're going to put these slices onto a parchment paper lined, cookie dish. Or cookie sheet, sorry. My goodness. Early in the morning, because here I am doing this and it's not 4 o'clock in the morning again. Because like I said earlier, or another video, I should say that, this is the time that I get in my kitchen, that I can be in here by myself. You can't see her, but my dog is off camera and she's staring up at me from the floor and wondering what I'm doing and wondering if she gets in on this action or whatever. She doesn't. So the next thing we're going to do is bake those at 425 degrees Fahrenheit oven for 10 to 15 minutes. I will set it for 10. I'll keep an eye on them and see how they do. Okay, so if this is after 10 minutes, we want that to be a little bit more golden. So I'm going to throw them back in the oven for another few minutes. So maybe up to 5 more minutes. I just want a little bit more golden edge on those. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so there are the big plantains. Actually turns out I gave them about 4 more minutes. So 14 minutes. If you look I'm flipping them on the other side. Okay, they're warm, so I got to be careful how I do this. You can see there's a little bit of browning on there. So we're going to do that. I'm going to take them off of there and we'll give them a try. Okay, so here they are, the baked plantains. So the only thing I would say at this point is because I didn't flip them over in the middle of their cooking. So one side of them is browned and the other side really isn't. So it didn't say so in the recipe, but I should have figured that out myself. So what I would suggest is probably baking them 6 or 7 minutes on one side, then flipping them over, and then putting them back in for 6 or 7 more minutes. But anyway, we're going to give this a try and see how we like it. Just going to take a smaller plate and just grab a couple of these for myself, and let's give it a try on this. So let's see. And you can eat these warm or wait till they're room temperature. So I'm not bad. I would even toss these with a little bit of extra sea salt now at this point. Or sprinkle them with a little cinnamon or whatever you'd like. It tastes pretty good. It's not overly sweet, but I think what that is because my plantains could have been slightly riper. Okay. Probably another day or two and they would have been nice and sweet. These aren't that sweet. So it's really dependent on how ripe your plantains are. So how sweet that's going to be. This is more like, got a slight sweetness, but it's more like a potatoey It has a real, almost like a tuber, like almost like getting your fiber, you know. And quite as sweet as a potato, in a way, right now. Slightly sweeter than potato. Not as sweet as a true sweet potato, though. So it feels like that right now. But I think it's a pretty good recipe. I would just suggest to make sure that your plantains are very ripe before you do this, if you want that sweetness. Or, indeed, if you wanted to do this, do it this way, and then when they come out, toss them with a little bit of sugar or a little bit of brown sugar, and give them a little brown sugar and cinnamon toss. That could work as well. Lovely eating them warm, by the way, which was suggested on the website. Or you can eat them at room temperature. And to reheat them, apparently, I haven't done it yet, of course, but to reheat them, if you wanted to warm them back up after they've cooled off, you can put them in a 350-degree oven for a few minutes, and that will warm them back up. So I think for me, although I like it, I need to experiment more. I need to make this a little bit more my own. By again, cooking them on both sides, like 6 or 7 minutes on one side, 6 or 7 minutes on the other side. Maybe if they're not as ripe as I'd like them to be, then give them a little bit of a brown sugar toss, brown sugar and cinnamon brown sugar toss afterwards. Thanks for joining me here today on the Dietary Nutrition Kitchen. We've got some good things ahead. Next time, I'm going to be cooking something I've made before and works really, really well. And it is a creamy, dairy-free risotto. So join me for that. Bye for now.